I'm back with my second video, the most anticipated books of the last quarter of 2020. You guys, these last couple of months have such amazing books lined up. I'm sure you'll find at least one book in this list of 5 that you will love. And honestly, I've already pre-ordered them and I'm so excited to share reviews after they come out. 2 of the books actually come out tomorrow, September 15th. So the first book that I want to talk about is by Christopher Paolini. It's coming out September 15th, which is tomorrow. I'm so excited. So it's coming out tomorrow and it's called To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. And you guys, it's set in an uncolonized planet way in the future. And Kira, so I think she's a scientist, she finds an alien relic in the ground and she picks it up. And she realizes that everything around her is starting to move, and that is the first human contact with aliens. What I've read about this book online is that it is amazing. It's beautiful. It's just fast plot, amazing science fiction. It's an epic, and you guys, those are all the things I love to pieces. And it's got ecology. I love science fiction ecology. I've already talked about Dune in my last video. It had a lot to do with ecology, and so does this. It's a really, really, really thick book, so maybe you guys want to pre-order it on Kindle, but I've got it. I'm gonna get it tomorrow, hopefully, in paperback, and I'm so excited. I grew up reading Christopher Paolini's Inheritance Cycle, set in this Alagasia world where the characters were so amazing. There was like tormented Murtagh and witty and eccentric the witch named Angela, and you guys, I can't wait for the characters in this book. I've heard great things from the ARC about his writing style, his updated way of like viewing the world and viewing literature. So I hope you guys will pre-order that too. Now the other book that comes out tomorrow on September 15th is Piranesi by Suzanne Clark. Now, you guys must have heard of her from Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which was published maybe about 16 years ago, and I think around 2004. And you guys, that book was beautiful and magic, Regency era Britain, and just, it was lush. Now, this book is a lot shorter, and it's about this mysterious set of structures, buildings, classical buildings put together. It's like a puzzle, and there's this one man that lives in there. His name is Piranesi, and there is one other man that keeps on visiting him twice a week to help him solve a mystery. Now, the structure that he lives in, or the series of structures that he lives in, they're interconnected, and one room will flood one day, the other room will disappear. It's like a moving puzzle. And along with Piranesi, you as the reader are unraveling this mystery of this place. And I did some research. Piranesi is actually an Italian Renaissance era painter, and he used to do etchings, but I've seen his paintings and he online. He used to create puzzle prisons, and I'll link or I'll attach images right here for you guys to see. And I think that this artwork really inspired her, Suzanne Clark's written work. So I cannot wait, you guys. I cannot. I'm so excited. I don't know which one to read first, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars or Piranesi. Both are going to be beautiful, and you will find me curled up somewhere in Michigan reading these books. So the next book I want to talk about is being released on October 6th, 2020. So just a couple of days away, and it's written by one of my favorite authors, Victoria Schwab. You guys, this is her pet project. She's been working on it for over a decade, and she was waiting until she was ready to tell her story. And her novel is called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I'm so excited, so excited, because it's about Addie, who was born in 17th century France, and she makes a deal with the devil. She says that I want to be immortal, and the devil in turn gives her a curse that anyone she meets forgets her name. And for 300 years, she's spanning centuries and continents. She is, wherever she goes, people forget her name, and finally in a bookstore in modern day, someone remembers her name. and it starts the unraveling of her destiny, and I'm so excited. You know, like Victoria Schwab keeps on talking about this book on Instagram, and I want to read a quote that she wrote. She said, "This is a story nearly 10 years in the making. All I can think is that I put my heart and soul, my teeth and bloods and bones into this one. And you guys, when an author puts so much into it, it's going to be good." Now, the next book that I want to talk about is getting released November 17th, and by another of my favorite authors, Brandon Sanderson. He is the one that completed the Wheel of Time series, and he has also done Mistborn and amazing novels, and the one that's coming out is the 4th book of the Stormlight Archive series called The Rhythm of War. You guys, I'm so excited because his epic series is greater to me than The Lord of the Rings, than even Harry Potter, and better than The Inheritance Cycle even, to be honest, and it's better than Game of Thrones. If you guys have watched it, read it, it's so much better. And even though it's as thick as Game of Thrones, each book, it is just as good or even better. And the first book takes place in a world called Roshar, where there's Kaladin, who's a slave and he's trying to escape, and there's Dalinar, and he's a general in the army and the right hand of the king, and there's Shallan, who's a scholar or wannabe scholar, and goes to training in a foreign city. And you guys, these characters realize that they have these magical powers and that their destiny is greater than being a slave, than a general, than a scholar, and they set off all these series of events, and they embrace their destiny, and it's just so beautiful, so epic, so amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to read it. You have time until November 17th. Pick up the first book, A Way of Kings, and get to the 4th book and read Rhythm of War with me, and I cannot wait for you guys to tell me how you loved one of my favorite series ever. So you guys, the last book that I want to talk about is getting released November 24th, and this book is by Ernest Cline. It's called Ready Player 2. And if you guys haven't watched or read Ready Player 1, it is beautiful, apocalyptic fun. It's just pure fun, and it's set in this world where, like, there's a lot of poverty everywhere. Like, Wade, the main character, he lives in this building that is basically RVs stacked on each other, and he is trying to survive, and he escapes into this virtual world called Oasis, which has a mystery within it. And he tries to unravel this mystery because there's a big monetary prize linked to it, and it's just so fast-paced, so amazing. And I think the author Ernest Cline was a nerd, so there's all these like amazing little like tidbits there. So if you like video games, if you like anime, if you like this kind of thing, this book was beautiful. And you guys, let me know if I should watch the movie by Steven Spielberg, because the book was amazing, and I cannot wait to watch Ready Player 2. I tried to look everywhere on the internet for a blurb of this book, but I could not find it, which is so disappointing. And neither the publisher nor the author has given any tidbits, and the release date is so close. Maybe he's one of those authors that just sits there and lets, like how Douglas Adams says, like, you know, let deadlines whoosh by. So maybe he's just letting deadlines whoosh by and not giving us any details, and maybe he hasn't even finished writing the book. And if he hasn't, you guys, we're gonna push him, and we're gonna be there November 24th, and we're gonna have this book in our hands, and we're gonna read it. Are you listening to me, Ernest Cline? We're going to read it, and we're gonna enjoy it. And if it's not as good as Ready Player 1, we'll forgive you. But we want a book November 24th. So thank you guys for listening to this video. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe, and I cannot wait to write another blog post and to be back on here with another video. And thank you guys so much. Take care.